Right.
Just hold it.
If you get this, if you hold like one year, when I get to the time, you man. Yeah, right. Nice, pussy, looking nice. What to find at this evening?
Look how your man drag up his phone.
Yeah, so I put the money.
Okay.
Enjoy phone.
Enjoy water to eat.
No, my drive to water. See phone take up very pocket.
Yeah, man, that's it so.
JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, no lead set in St. Catherine quadruple murder. The police say they yet to establish a motive or get any leads regarding Tuesday morning's quadruple killing in Crawl in Riversdale, St. Catherine. Head of the Jamaica Constabulary Forces Corporate Communications Unit, Senior Superintendent of Police Stephanie Lindsay, said a mother and daughter, their household helper and her spouse were killed in the incident. They have been identified as Karen Higgins, Dorothy Higgins, Diane Johnson and Kevin. Lindsay told reporters the investigation is still at an early stage.
Right, so we're actually in a community in Riversdale that's called Crawl, where investigators are currently investigating a case where 3 female and a male were killed at the house here earlier today. What we know thus far that sometime after 2 residents reportedly hearing explosions, and the police were alerted. When they arrived at the location, they found 4 bodies, a male and a female, inside the house. They are now trying to ascertain what is the motive behind this incident on this family. We know that at least in the house persons were related. There's a mother and her daughter, as well as the helper and her spouse who was at the house at the time of the incident. We are not sure. Yeah, the investigators are yet to get any useful information. They are just picking up bits and pieces. They have been talking to persons in the immediate surrounding who doesn't seem to know much about this family, which they describe as a family that's very private and not, so they don't know much about it. We also realize that there's also a farm on the property with a number of animals. So at this stage, the scenes of crime detectives are here. We have investigators from the Major Investigation Division, as well as the St. Catherine North CIB, and they're now looking at the scene to see if it can give any clearer indication. We know based on what they have gathered so far that they may actually gain access by cutting their way through a grill to the back of the premises. That's how they gained access. Inside the house, we see a number of things and containers and drums with substances, so they will be tested to see, what are those substances. But at this moment, it's really about the investigators just trying to find out who the victims are. They'll be doing the profiling of the victims to see if their lifestyle can also tell a story. But it's a very sad situation, and I know they are working very quickly now to get as much information to see if they can get the perpetrators who are responsible for this incident as quickly as possible.
Residents of Crawl in Riversdale reportedly encountered the intruders this morning after they killed the 4 people. One resident said that 2 men recounted being held at gunpoint. The gunmen then left the area. The residents said the quadruple killing, a first of its kind in the area, has left the community shaken. Juliet Holness selected Speaker of the House of Representatives. Juliet Holness, wife of Prime Minister Andrew Holness and MP for the constituency of St. Andrew East Rural, is the new Speaker of the Jamaican House of Representatives. She replaces Marissa Dalrymple Philibert, who announced her resignation last week. The nomination of Ms. Holness for the post of Speaker was supported by the parliamentary opposition, with the leader of opposition business, Philip Paulwell, seconding the nomination after she was nominated by government member Delroy Chalk. Roy Clark, Member of Parliament for St. James Central, has been named the Deputy Speaker, taking the position vacated by Mrs. Holness.
The Honourable Juliet Anne-Marie Holness has been nominated and seconded. Are there any further nominations? No! There be no other nominations. I have the honour of declaring the Honourable Juliet Anne-Marie Holness, Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Madam Speaker, welcome to the chair.
Honorable members, let me take this opportunity to thank you for the confidence that has been reposed in me to handle the very difficult job of being the Speaker of this Parliament. I accept my responsibility with great humility, and I will always endeavor to ensure that I manage with equity, judiciously, balanced, and always in keeping with the standing orders of this noble House.
The election followed the resignation of Marisa Dalrymple Philibert in the wake of a ruling by the Integrity Commission that she be charged for allegedly making false statements on her statutory declarations. The charges concern her declarations from 2015 to 2021 and her failure to declare a $6 million vehicle. I am desperate. Medic's mom makes emotional plea for return of daughter. Millicent McCurdy, mother of missing artist Stephanie Medic Williams, issued an emotional plea during a peaceful protest on Tuesday, seeking assistance in obtaining information about her daughter's whereabouts. McCurdy said she was desperate to bring her daughter home. McCurdy made her plea outside the gates of the Constant Spring police station.
Jamaica, I am desperate. I am desperate. I'm seeking you to come on board with me. I need the nation. Mighty God, I need help. I need help. I'm looking to you.
So when you reach out to the police, if you contacted them yourself, there's no response from them?
Nothing. I'm not hearing anything. Nothing, I'm not hearing anything. Nothing to bring comfort. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. I'm wondering, where do we live? Is this Jamaica? This is not a good Jamaica for us. I worked so hard. Let me tell you something. I'm going to share my story with Jamaican because they need to know where I am coming from. I got pregnant at 16 years old. I have my 3 daughters. We are like sisters. Stephanie, I suffered with Stephanie. I didn't have food to eat. I am not from Westmoreland, but I went to Westmoreland with my friend. And while I was there and I got pregnant, I have no one. I have to do any type of work. Not meaning to go and sell myself, because guess what? I grew up in church, so that is out of it. I'm not hearing nothing at all from her friends. From the team. Nothing at all. I don't even know who they are. I don't know them.
And they haven't reached out to you?
I don't know them. I'm begging you, nationwide, churches all over. Only you I have right now to stand in the gap with me. I am begging you, church all over, to come. I need help. Poor Stephanie missing. And she called me, she said, Mom, pray for me. I said, Steph, you go and pray. Learn to pray for yourself now. I've been praying for you too long, but still I'm going to pray for you. And I encourage her from my home to church. And I said, Steph, you need to pack your things and come down. Where's Stephanie living? There's a greater dwelling for her there. I said, come. Stephanie said, Mom, remember that we're going to go away Tuesday. I buy a ticket for all of them to go on a family vacation. She said, Mom, I can't come. I can't come because I have goods to make. I don't refer Stephanie as a medic dancer. I refer Stephanie as a businesswoman. I don't grow up into the dancer. I understand that is what she wants, but I don't refer to her as medic. She's Stephanie Williams.
Medic has been missing for almost 5 weeks. She was last seen on Thursday, August 24, 2023, wearing black tights, shoes, and a black top. All attempts to contact her have failed. In early September, McCurdy increased the reward for information, leading to the recovery of her daughter from $500,000 to $1 million. The first reward didn't unearth any new information regarding my daughter's disappearance. I'm just not getting anywhere. There's been no ransom, no communication. The police are even unable to find her phone, so I've doubled it now because I need answers. Somebody somewhere knows what happened to my daughter, and I intend to find out, McCurdy had said at the time. McCurdy added that her daughter was more than just a dancehall artist. Authorities now closer to finding Paulwell's daughter and her mom. 2 weeks after opposition legislator Philip Paulwell's daughter and her mother were reported missing, the authorities are now closer to locating them. Paulwell gave the update in the House of Representatives on Tuesday afternoon.
Madam Speaker, I would not resume my seat without thanking colleagues, all the colleagues in this House who have reached out to me. In fact, not only the colleagues in the House, but staff members, indeed all of Jamaica, who have reached out to me over the last 2 weeks as I go through my own personal trial, and to really say, despite the fact that we are closer today than we were 2 weeks ago at finding my daughter, and her mother, but I do feel the prayers, and it's prayers from hundreds and hundreds of Jamaicans who have reached out. And, in these times, sometimes your own faith can be weakened, but I can assure you, Madam Speaker, and indeed this nation, my faith is stronger today than it has been. I want to thank the police for their work that they're doing, and to urge everybody to continue to pray so that they will be returned safely. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
The 10-month-old baby girl, Saraya Paulwell, and her mother, 27-year-old Tashnia Patterson, are believed to have been abducted from their home in St. Andrew on Saturday, September 9. A $500,000 reward is being offered for information that could lead to their safe return. A American charge arrested from fatal crash at Fonthill, St. Elizabeth. The United States resident was charged in relation to last Friday's fatal crash along the Fonthill Main Road in St. Elizabeth was on Monday offered bail when he appeared in court. Caleb Davis is facing the charge of causing death by dangerous driving. He was offered bail in the sum of 300,000 Jamaican dollars with surety and is scheduled to return to court on November 23. As a condition of his bail, he is to reside in Kingston and report to the Matildas Corner Police. He was also ordered to surrender his travel documents, and a stop order was placed at the ports of exit. Daniel Blake, a 31-year-old teacher at Savamar Primary School, died on the spot. The taxi driver, identified as Hector, later succumbed to his injuries while receiving treatment in hospital. It's reported that about 11 o'clock, Blake was among passengers in a Toyota Wish, traveling from Black River to White House, when the vehicle collided head-on with a truck with 2 visitors aboard. The police said the American was driving the truck, swerved to avoid a pothole, and crashed into the loaded taxi cab. 5, including 4 tourists, injured in Trelawney crash. 5 people, including 4 tourists, suffered injuries after the Toyota Vauxhall bus they were traveling in was involved in a 2-vehicle collision along the North Coast Highway in the vicinity of the Royalton Resort and Spa in Trelawney on Monday afternoon. The driver of the Toyota Vauxhall said that moments after the crash with an Isuzu D-Max van, a cell phone and money belonging to the tourists were stolen, reportedly by passers-by. One of the passengers of the Vauxhall was observed sitting along the roadside in visible pain with cuts and bruises, muttering, "Thank you, Jesus." Another was heard saying, "I just want to fly back home now." Following the accident, which took place sometime after 2 p.m., police officers were kept busy directing traffic around the crash site while a wrecker towed away the damaged vehicles. An ambulance arrived to take the injured persons to the hospital. However, the tourists opted to take a private vehicle back to their hotel. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.